Hey, do you like virtual reality? Wondering what the Oculus Go is? Not sure if it's even worth your time? Check out this video.
It's the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show.
Frank.
Come on, the
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
What?
What?
The
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
Come on, the
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
What? The
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
Come on, the
Frank,
Frank
the
Show.
Frank.
It's time for the show.
Aloha headsets, Frank here, and it is time for the Frank Show. As I'm sure you can tell, today we're talking about the Oculus Go. Now, this was released in the US right away, and it should be coming to the EU soon, yesterday on May 1st, and your boy Frankie made sure to get his hands on it right away. Now, a lot of people are wondering, hey Frankie, is this just a Gear VR? Is this thing better than the PlayStation VR? Is it basically an Oculus Rift? And you know what? I'm here to answer most of those questions for you. Now, first up, it came in a nice little box with some fancy little packaging, and I got the little controller as well as the headset. Once I popped it out, got all the little accoutrements here and there, they asked me to hop onto my phone and check out the app. Now, the app is very cool, you guys. It was super simple to pair this baby up, connect to my Wi-Fi, it updated a little bit, and boom, I was able to purchase apps from within, purchase games, apps, whatever I want, any kind of entertainment from within the store. Now, once I was done with that, they asked me to plug in a headset for a minute, and then I was free to pop it on and have a ball with it. It is super easy to get on and off, and extremely customizable to fit any kind of head size. The elastic strap goes all the way back for the most part when it comes to Velcro, so even the tiniest domes could fit inside this thing, although they do mention that I don't believe anybody 13 or anyone under 13 is supposed to use it, but I mean, what are you going to do? Every now it's going to happen. One thing I really like as well, before we hop into anything else, is that you can now wear glasses with this one. So instead of the old Rift face mask, which was just kind of like a big metal piece, or not a big metal piece, but a harder plastic kind of piece, you have one soft foam face mask, and then there's an extra little piece that you can clip right in here for a spacer for your glasses. And when you want, you just pop this face mask back in, and you just kind of put it around the little eye sockets and click it into place. It takes 2 seconds, really easy, and a really nice customized way to like make it so glasses fit in here perfectly, and they actually do fit in perfectly. Now, now the first question that I want to ask is, Frankie, people ask me, have you played with a Gear VR? Have you had time with a Daydream VR? No, I've not really had time with a Gear VR or Daydream VR, so we're not going to focus on kind of the similarities. Instead, we're going to focus on the differences, because I think that that's what really makes this one stand out and why it's going to be something really interesting and something really cool. So all of your Gear VR apps work. So if you've had a Gear VR before, you can just kind of pop those on and they're going to work perfectly on your Oculus Go. They come in two different sizes. You can get the 32 gigabyte for, I believe, $199 right now, and you can get the 64 gigabyte for $249 right now. And those are your options. I personally went for the 32 because I don't really keep a lot of apps on. I'll delete them here and there, and I don't think I'm ever going to have 32 gigs worth of apps. I'm going to stream most of the things, put one movie on, one album on. This isn't going to be like my whole media center, so I have no problem with that, and I think that's a better price point. And if you want to go for the 64, you're more than welcome to. It's only a little bump in price, but I don't personally think you really need it right away. Most apps are very small, under a gig. Some of the largest ones I've seen are maybe 3 gigabytes, which is still not that giant. So besides that, now back to the form. It's got a nice power button right here. It's also got a volume button up and down right here on the top. There's a charging port and a spot for other headphones if you don't want to use the built-in headphones, which are built right into the head straps, which is very cool. The controller feels nice in your hand. It fits perfectly, and it has two-finger tracking, so that it can tell whether your fingers are on here or not, and it can tell whether your fingers are on the touchpad on top. There's also 4 points of touch on the touchpad. There's up, down, left, right. There may even be points in between. I'm not 100% sure, but it's clickable, which is nice. There's 2 buttons on top. You have a back button to back out of apps or go back a screen or anything, and then you have your Oculus button, which brings you back to maybe the home screen or back to a main menu or some way. It normally just brings you back to the home, so you can figure out what you want to do next. Now, the UI UI for this one is very, very cool. The avatar editor is extremely deep. The hairstyles, there could be more of them, and I couldn't record when I was in the avatar editor, but it was really cool. First off, let's talk games. So I tried Ultra Wings on this, and Ultra Wings is awesome on this. It looks beautiful. Everything is crisp, clear. They even added another island for the Go version, and you can just kind of look around the plane, fly your plane. I mean, it feels nice. It feels cool. I also tried Dead and Buried just because I wanted to try a shooter as well, and playing the shooter was nice, but personally, you guys, I don't think that you want to buy an Oculus Go for gaming. Now, gaming is cool. Mobile VR apps are interesting, but if you have a PlayStation VR, if you have a PC rig, you're not going to buy this for gaming. I think that where this is really going to win over is the social VR market, or maybe even just kind of like a media center kind of market, because it already has Netflix for the most part right away popped on. You can just hop into Netflix and watch whatever kind of Netflix show you want, movie. It sounds great. It feels great. I played for over an hour already with it just straight on. Did not hurt my eyes. Feels good on my head. So I think that's where it's really going to win. Also, I was able to hop in. My buddy got one in San Francisco. Now, this is where I think it's really interesting. This is where I think it's going to be take over the market. So everything is very Facebooked out, which is, I mean, what you're going to do. It's Oculus. So that's how it's going to be. And I personally like that. I don't mind it. Now, they have this awesome thing where you make an avatar, and then your avatar can hop in with another player who's on your friends list avatar into what they're calling your Facebook rooms, or I think it's your Oculus rooms. And in there, you get to go to a little games table. You can play checkers with your buddy. And the avatars, the mouths move. It really feels like you're in this space with another person. You can watch TV. You can watch 360 videos. If you loaded up a movie, you can watch a movie. And you can have those playing in the background while you go over and play games, or you can change the appearance of the entire little apartment that you're in from within the thing, so you can kind of hang out with your buddy in this own customized little room that you've made for you and your friends to hang out with. I think you can have up to 4 friends. Now, there's also apps like Big Screen where you can already take your computer screen, because they have a desktop app, and you can put it onto the Go. So theoretically, you could hop into Big Screen with your buddies, and you could have a LAN PUBG party or Fortnite party or whatever kind of Steam games you play. You can play whatever you want, and it just be chilling with this. Now, you can already do that on the Gear. You can already do that with a lot, but this is just another thing that you can do on top of that with the Oculus Go. Now, the visuals are clear, you guys. It's pretty much on like PlayStation VR level when it comes to optics. It feels really nice. It feels crystal clear. The visual fidelity might be a little bit better than PlayStation VR. It's not quite Rift yet, and it's better than most, like, I've tried a little bit of like put on a headset for a second with some Gear stuff, and it's not bad, but I think it's better than that. I still don't think that it's on that higher end, like out of this world level, but it's beautiful. It looks really nice, and even like the polygon little areas of the rooms kind of made me taken over. Kind of feel I enjoyed my time in the space, and I kind of felt consumed by the space, which was really interesting for something this small. Now, downsides to it is that it really only has a 2.5-hour battery life to it, which is not so great when it takes, I think, around like 3 hours or so to charge. So you're going to burn through that one really quick. You could take it maybe on a short flight, maybe on like a short car ride, but eventually you're going to have to recharge it, and it's going to take a bit to recharge. So take that as you will, but I mean, I'm blown away at how well it works. Now, it tracks your hands just a little bit. It kind of has the controller. You can move around. You can turn it around, but it's not like full-on hand tracking. The head tracking works perfectly. It works really, really great. The front seems to warm up a little bit when you start to play with it for a while, but it cools back down really, really quickly. It doesn't feel like you're overheated inside the headset at all. It just feels like the heat might be kind of contained right up here. Like I said, controller does not feel awkward in my hand. Eventually, you feel like it's not even there. The immersion factor is nice. I actually was surprised at how immersed I felt, especially like I was saying, playing with the Oculus rooms. I was surprised at how immersed I felt with the Oculus Go rather than just kind of like a hardcore PC headset or even my PlayStation VR. I mean, it does wonders. Like, but I don't think that this is going to be a choice headset, like I said, for gaming. If you've played games on any other kind of VR headset, this is the simplest of like VR games. But the thing is, I think developers are going to start fooling around with it and getting better stuff on here, and Ultra Wings is great. I mean, it's not a simple game. It's a beautiful game, but that's one of the standouts, you know what I mean? And now more of them are more on the simple side and not as deep of some of your like console VR or PC VR stuff. So where I think this is going to shine is in the social realm. I think people are going to love like hop into a party because it's so easy to just hop a party. The audio quality is glorious when you're in a party. You can hear you. I can hear it's like you're there with them, especially like I'm going back. I'm in love with this Rooms app, but the spatial audio is not so. If someone's in another part of the room, they actually sound like they're over in that other part of the room. It's a little quieter and they feel distant, and the quality is so nice that you really feel like you're there with another person. So I think for just kind of hanging out with people and just kind of having a good time, that the Go is really going to do wonders. I mean, that's where I think it's going to sell. So if you already have a gear and you got a little bit, if you got $200 laying around and you want something really cool that's Facebook connected and you can just kind of hop in, you can stream straight to Facebook from this thing. I mean, you can just, it's like I said, this is going to be like the social VR headset for a while. I don't think anyone's going to come close for a minute because the quality's on, the comfort's on, the experience is there, the room creation is there. So if you're looking for something, if you're an iPhone user, that's one of the main things. So I never could really get Samsung stuff because I was an iPhone user, always been an iPhone user. All my family's iPhone users. So no one's got like an old like Galaxy laying around. So this is something, if you're an iPhone user, you've never even had a chance to play with mobile VR, it's worth checking out. It's really cool. And if you want to buy one for like a family member far away, it's nice. It's an easy way to just kind of hop in there and hang out with them rather than setting up some kind of like thing that you got to set up. You just boom, you're right there. It takes 2 seconds to just hold the power button and it's on. I think that's it. That's it. It's already turning on right now. So that's all you have to do, you guys. I mean, I'm kind of in love with this device, but it's definitely in no way going to replace my PlayStation VR. It's in no way going to replace my Rift, my Vive Pro. It's a nice supplemental headset. It's something that I never had to like take out with VR into the world. I think it can demo virtual reality much better with this to give people kind of a better feeling rather than just kind of like a basic app. I can have them jump in and play with somebody or meet a friend or something cool. So I think that this is really going to do well. I think that this is going to work. I think people are really going to like this, and I think it's a solid product that I haven't had too many issues with. Like I said, bandwidth, my buddy was playing, and he was using his cell phone Wi-Fi, and it was working great in the rooms. There was a little bit, I've noticed some tearing on the screen. Like, you'll see a line come in, it's a different color, but it's nothing that takes you out of the experience. It's nothing that throws you off. It's nothing that's going to bother you. They did a good job. Compared to the Rift, like the face is a little bit larger, and I mean it feels like a sturdier build, but I like the softness of the Rift a lot more. So you know what? I gotta say this is. I think this is a good buy. I really do. I think that this is a really cool headset and offers a lot of really cool options and has a lot of really cool features, and they've already opened it up for developers, and I think it has 1,000 apps already at launch. So if you're not any kind of mobile stuff, this will make the like nicest gift. You don't need a computer. You don't need a telephone. All you need is a plug and a wire and a Wi-Fi connection. Just to load a couple things on here and you can rock and roll with virtual reality anywhere, anytime, grocery store. I mean, riding in the car, riding on the bus, walking down the street if you want to be so risky. But I really don't. I don't suggest that. Please don't walk down the street with one of these on. This is probably not a safe thing. But hanging out in the park. I mean, tons of places that you could take this. You can't take any other kind of like headset, and it's a really quality experience where if somebody was showing it's not some gimmicky little like doofy thing you're showing them. This is, they're going to feel immersed. They're going to feel really cool hopping into this world. So I hope you guys don't mind it. This is not PC VR stuff. This is something anyone has access to at a decent price range, and it's something I think is worth checking out and looking into. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's my review. All of the footage behind me, you guys, was captured within this headset or captured within my app, which is pretty easy to just record video on a headset, which is nice if you're a content creator. So I hope you guys like this. Thank you all for coming through. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you don't mind a little deviation from the norm, but I figured this interested everybody. I think any kind of like VR tech review is probably going to take place here, just so you guys know as well. I mean, I'm not going to just like put some gameplay from other stuff in your face, but I will tech review all day, every day, because you know what? I like doing it to a certain degree. Now, this was just spitballed. I hope I did a good job. Please let me know below. What do you guys think? Are you going to grab an Oculus Go? Are you interested in it? Are you just going to say, hey, forget about it. Let me know. Like I said, you're beautiful, most amazing audience in the world. Give yourselves a round of applause, thumbs up, and if you think I deserve it, really think so, then hey, you could throw me one as well. But more important than all of that is that if you want to stay up to date on any and everything VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. Come on. Smudges.
It's the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show.
Frank.
Come on, the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show. Come on, the Frank Show. What? The Frank Show. Come on, Frank Show. It's time for the show.